Have you ever just stared at a chemistry problem involving gases, totally lost, and felt completely overwhelmed trying to calculate the products of a reaction? Well, you are definitely not alone. Welcome to this explainer, where today we're diving into a genuinely cinematic lecture presented by Dr. Chem all about gas stoichiometry. We're going to strip away all that confusion and look at some of the most elegant, time-saving constants in all of chemistry. By the end of this, you're going to know exactly how to solve gas volume calculations under standard conditions like a pro.
Picture the ultimate dilemma in a chemistry lab. You're running a reaction, things are going great, but one of your products is a gas. So how do you measure the amount of something you literally can't even see? Gases are invisible, they're highly compressible, and their volume changes drastically depending on the conditions of the room you're in. It's incredibly frustrating, and honestly, it's just not practical to try and wrangle a gas onto a standard laboratory scale to weigh its mass in grams. It just doesn't work.
Okay, let's dive into this. Because gases behave so wildly differently from solids or liquids, we basically have to throw out our traditional scale and grab a completely different toolkit. To measure the amount of a gas accurately, we have to rely on three interconnected properties: its volume, its temperature, and its pressure. But here's the catch. Tracking all three of these shifting variables every single time you want to do a simple stoichiometry problem, that would be exhausting. We need a baseline. We need a way to standardize our chaotic, bouncing gases.
Enter a very clever standardization, essentially the magic key to all of this, STP, which stands for Standard Temperature and Pressure. By defining a universal set of laboratory conditions, scientists created a completely reliable benchmark. Standard temperature is exactly 0 degrees Celsius, which is 273 Kelvin, and standard pressure, exactly 1 atmosphere. When a gas is held at these specific standard conditions, it finally stops behaving unpredictably. And that gives us one of the absolute most powerful shortcuts in all of chemistry.
This brings us to a crucial, absolutely fundamental constant, 22.4. Seriously, I highly recommend burning this number into your memory right now. At STP, one single mole of any ideal gas is always going to occupy exactly 22.4 liters. Just let that sink in for a second. It's a universal constant for ideal gases at standard conditions. This number is our ultimate conversion tool. It's literally the bridge that allows us to seamlessly cross back and forth between the invisible world of moles and the measurable world of volume in liters.
Now, notice the stark contrast here. When you're measuring solids or liquids in regular stoichiometry, you have to run over to the periodic table every single time to calculate a totally unique molar mass in grams for every unique substance. I mean, carbon is different from iron, which is different from water, right? But for gases at STP, the identity of the gas is completely irrelevant. It does not matter if it's super heavy argon, incredibly light hydrogen, or toxic carbon monoxide. If it's an ideal gas at STP, it universally uses 22.4 liters per mole. It is just an incredible equalizer. To actually put this into practice, we use something called the mole island strategy. Think of it like a logical visual map or a flowchart for the math. It goes like this. Step 1, you start with whatever given quantity you have. Step 2, you convert that quantity into moles because moles act as the central hub of our entire map. Step 3, you use the coefficients from your balanced chemical equation to find your destination substance in moles. And finally, step 4, instead of converting back to grams using molar mass, you just convert to liters using our shiny new constant of 22.4 liters per mole. It's a completely structured, totally unintimidating sequence.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is seeing it happen in the real world. Looking at these actual classroom notes, let's focus on example 1, part A. We have the complete combustion of methane gas. The equation is CH4 plus 2O2 yields CO2 plus 2H2O. The question asks for the volume of oxygen required to burn exactly 0.250 liters of methane at STP. See how the math is laid out there? They start with the 0.250 liters of methane, divide by 22.4 to get to moles, use the 2-to-1 mole ratio from the equation, and then multiply by 22.4 again to get 0.500 liters of oxygen. Boom, done.
Notice the brilliant simplicity written right at the top of those notes. 1 mole equals 22.4 liters. Follow normal stoichiometry process. Honestly, that really is the secret here. There is absolutely no new, complicated math to learn. If you know how to do basic stoichiometry with grams, you already know how to do this. You're literally just swapping out the molar mass from the periodic table and plugging in 22.4 liters instead. That's the whole shebang.
But wait, it actually gets even better. There's what you might call a literal cheat code for gas stoichiometry.
If you are solving a problem where you're converting from one gas to another gas, and they are both at the exact same temperature and pressure, like, say, STP, their molar coefficients from the balanced equation literally equal their volume ratios. Yep, you heard that right. You can skip the moles entirely.
And this brilliantly illustrates why that shortcut actually works. It all comes down to kinetic molecular theory. Essentially, all ideal gases are just these indiscriminate particles constantly buzzing around. So a ratio of 2 moles of hydrogen gas to 1 mole of oxygen gas is mathematically identical to a ratio of 2 liters of hydrogen gas to 1 liter of oxygen gas. You can just swap the word moles for the word liters. It saves a massive amount of time, especially when you're grinding through a super long problem set.
Let's look back at our real-world notes, specifically Part B this time. It asked for the volume of carbon dioxide produced from that exact same 0.250 liters of methane. Because methane and carbon dioxide are both gases at STP, look at how incredibly fast the math is. The balanced equation shows a 1-to-1 ratio, right? So, 0.250 liters of methane directly converts to 0.250 liters of carbon dioxide in a single step. No dividing by 22.4, no multiplying by 22.4, just a straight volume-to-volume ratio. It's just beautifully efficient.
So, the crucial point is that you now have the core tools to navigate gas stoichiometry at standard conditions without breaking a sweat. You know that gases are measured by volume because weighing them is basically impossible. You know the baseline of STP is 0 degrees Celsius in 1 atmosphere. You have the magic constant that 1 mole of any ideal gas at STP is exactly 22.4 liters, giving you a reliable path straight through your mole island map. And, best of all, you possess that brilliant gas-to-gas cheat code using volume ratios.
Let's wrap up this explainer by bringing all these abstract chemistry concepts right into your own body. Seriously, take a deep breath right now. A normal human breath draws in about 0.5 liters of air. If we just pretend your room is currently sitting exactly at standard temperature and pressure, you now have the exact tool needed to calculate precisely how many moles of gas you just brought into your lungs. Just divide that 0.50 liters by our new favorite constant, 22.4. I'll leave you to do the math and just marvel at the invisible chemistry keeping you alive right now. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.